What is up, you guys? Welcome back to Cage Talk, and this is episode 9 of Cage Talk, and today we're going to be going over my predictions for WWE WrestleMania weekend. So if you haven't already, please hit that like button and that subscribe button, and tap the little bell on the YouTube app so you never miss an upload. It'll be NXT and WrestleMania predictions in this video. So let's start off with NXT. Here we go. And the first match we're going to talk about is the UK Championship of NXT. Pete Dunne versus Walter. Pete Dunne has been the champion for a little over 2 years, if I'm not mistaken. And with the Superstar Shakeup coming up, all 4 brands are supposed to be a part of it. That's Raw, SmackDown, NXT, and NXT UK. 205 Live could be, but I don't see them doing anything really. So if there was a time to take the belt off of Pete Dunne, it'd be now. That way he can move up to the main roster and he can soar. The next match will be the War Riders versus the Dusty Rhodes Classic winners, Aleister Black and Ricochet. Aleister Black and Ricochet are not going to win this match. I see the War Riders winning the match and Aleister Black and Ricochet getting the call-up. The next match after that, I believe, is the Fatal 4-Way Women's title match, and that's Baszler, Balor, Shirai, and Zayn. I see Io Shirai taking the gold, Baszler getting the call-up, and attacking the 4 Horsewomen of NXT on Raw for Becky Lynch's coronation. The co-main event is the NXT North American Championship, the Velveteen Dream versus Matt Riddle. I see Matt Riddle getting the W and winning the North American title, and the Velveteen Dream going up and stealing the show on the main roster. The main event will be Johnny Gargano versus Adam Cole in a 2 out of 3 falls match for the NXT Championship. I see Johnny Gargano losing and Adam Cole getting the W. 2-1. Adam Cole will be the NXT champion, who dropped the belt at TakeOver, wherever they are for SummerSlam, and he'll get the call up after SummerSlam. He'll get a run with the NXT Championship. I hope they don't call him up. So Adam Cole is my pick. And now on to WrestleMania. So WrestleMania is scheduled to have 17 matches, and the first one I want to talk about is Kurt Angle versus Baron Corbin. This wasn't the original intended match. It was supposed to be Kurt Angle versus John Cena or Kurt Angle versus The Undertaker. I don't know what happened. They decided to go with Baron Corbin. It is what it is. I don't like Corbin. I would rather Angle face somebody younger, up and coming, to pass the torch to. Ain't nobody but Corbin. But Kurt Angle is my pick to win. If he loses in his last match, that is sad, because Kurt Angle has done a lot for this business. So Charlotte Flair just won the women's title on SmackDown tonight. So there won't be a SmackDown women's title match. That picture that was floating around a couple months ago of her, Banks, Bayley, and Lynch holding the gold, all the gold in the women's division, is going to come to fruition. So the women's title for SmackDown is taken off. The tag titles haven't been announced, and neither has the Women's Battle Royal to get everybody on the card. So I'm going to book those to the best that I can. But let's get back to the matches that have been announced. I'll do those at the end. The match I want to talk about right now is Shane McMahon versus The Miz in a False Count Anywhere match. So Shane McMahon and The Miz. I wasn't expecting this match to happen at WrestleMania. I was personally hoping that when Daniel Bryan won the WWE Championship, Miz would win the Rumble, Miz would go on to WrestleMania to challenge Daniel Bryan to take his title from his student, because Daniel Bryan doesn't deserve to be the champion, blah, blah, blah. But when The Miz and Shane McMahon started to team up, I'm like, okay, this could be interesting. They won the titles at Rumble, I was there. They lost the titles at the following pay-per-view, and Shane McMahon snapped, turned heel. I wasn't expecting that. And he made Miz into a semi-big babyface, which is good for The Miz. because it's The Miz. He can make anything work. But since this is a false count anywhere match, I personally see The Miz winning right now to end the feud. If they want to continue the feud, it's Shane McMahon, but I have The Miz winning this match and going on to face whoever for the title at the next pay-per-view. The next match I want to talk about is the Cruiserweight Championship, where Buddy Murphy defends his championship against Tony Nese. This is a worst case scenario for me. I don't care about either guy. I wanted Mike Kanellis to be in the tournament and win, and so he can finally get a title in the WWE. He's long overdue. I know a lot of people are long overdue, but Mike Kanellis, he has a good story. But what can he do? Since Buddy Murphy's had that championship since, I think, October, I think it's time for him to lose it. So my pick will be Tony Nese to take the championship and maybe go feud with Mike Kanellis over at 205 Live. So Tony Nese is my pick to finally dethrone Buddy Murphy at WrestleMania. Good luck, Tony. You're going to need it, bud. The next match I want to talk about is the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. Who could win this? It's going to be like a lot of people on it and some comedians, maybe some legends. But out of the people that aren't on the card, that I'm not going to put in the tag match, I would say Mike Kanellis is my pick to win it, just so he can use that as bragging rights and say this is why I deserve to be in a title match and in contention for the Cruiserweight title. So Mike Kanellis is my pick to win the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. Now on to the next match, and that one is going to be a doozy. And that match is for the United States Championship, Rey Mysterio versus the champion, Samoa Joe. Now this match is originally supposed to be Rey Mysterio versus Andrade Cien in a hair versus mask. Don't know why they canceled that, but with Rey's son been appearing with him on TV a lot this past couple weeks, I personally think that Rey's son will somehow get involved in the match and end up helping his father win and turning heel on his father. So my pick to win this match is Rey Mysterio, because Samoa Joe's going to go on to Raw in this shakeup and go for the Universal Championship. So my pick is Rey Mysterio to win. His son's going to come in, turn on him on SmackDown or after the match, and that will set up a future father versus son match in like a year or two, because he has to be signed. I mean, WWE won't be that stupid. So Rey Mysterio is my pick to win. Now on to the next match. The next match I want to talk about is the Intercontinental Championship, Finn Balor versus Bobby Lashley with little Leo Rush. Maybe Leo Rush, I don't know. But Finn Balor and Lashley is a rematch of a rematch. It's the third time these guys have fought, to my knowledge, on a pay-per-view or non-pay-per-view. But Finn Balor is going to unleash the demon in this. Take back his title. My pick is Finn Balor. Plain and simple. Finn Balor will beat Bobby Lashley. Bobby Lashley will maybe move to SmackDown with Finn Balor, because Finn Balor's moved to SmackDown with that title, and they're going to flip-flop the titles, the U.S. and Intercontinental. So Finn Balor's my pick. Now on to the next match. Next match I want to talk about is a match that might be one of the first two matches of the night on the main show, and that is Randy Orton versus AJ Styles. A dream match that some people have wanted to see them go one-on-one on a big stage like WrestleMania. Well, Randy Orton and AJ are both at that point in their career where they don't need big wins. But if I was WWE and AJ just signed a big deal with us, I would keep him happy as long as I can so he doesn't try to opt out and go to AEW. Same with Randy. Randy's at the point where he doesn't care about wins or losses. He's in it for the paycheck, and he's in it because it's WWE, and it's in his blood. So AJ Styles is my pick to win this match, and they'll have another match at the next pay-per-view. Randy will win that, setting up a rubber match. 2 pay-per-views from now. Now on to the next match. Next match is an easy one. I don't even need to take that long to talk about it. It is Drew McIntyre, the Scottish psychopath, versus the big dog, Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns just beat leukemia. Thank God. I'm happy he's healthy. I'm happy he's okay. Happy that he's alive. Roman Reigns, this is WWE's way to see if he's ready for the workload, in my view. Because we know he is. But Roman Reigns versus Drew McIntyre may be in the middle of the night, in my mind. Roman Reigns will win this match, no sweat. Hard-fought battle. Roman Reigns going over, Drew McIntyre looking strong, like he should. But Roman Reigns is my pick. Now on to the next match. And that match is going to be Triple H versus Batista in a no-holds-barred match, with Triple H's career on the line, meaning if Triple H loses, he must retire. And you know what that means in a match when there's a stipulation like that. 95% of the time, they're going to win. My pick to win is Triple H. Batista's only here for a big payday and to help promote Avengers Endgame, which he is in. And it's oddly timing because this pay-per-view happens 2.5 weeks before Endgame comes out. It's a win-win on both parties. Triple H will win and Batista will lose. Now on to the next match. The next match is for the Universal Championship, where Brock Lesnar with Paul Heyman would defend his Universal Championship against the Architect, the King Slayer, Seth Rollins, the 2019 Royal Rumble winner. Well, if Brock doesn't resign, as of right now he's not resigned, Rollins will win. Rollins will slay the beast. But if Brock somehow resigns at the last moment, he'll retain. But as of right now, as of this video, the 26th of March, my pick is for Seth Rollins to win. And finally claim the one championship he has not won in the WWE. So the tag titles, US, Intercontinental, and WWE. And this is the only one he hasn't held. Now on to the next match. The next match is for the WWE Championship, and it was made official tonight, a week before the event. That's insane. But it is Kofi Kingston finally getting his 1-on-1 title match shot at the biggest stage of them all, WrestleMania, against the WWE Champion Daniel Bryan with not Luke Harper, Eric Rowan. I always get those two confused, in his corner. I personally see Kofi Kingston taking the gold, but not after breaking the odds. New Day might turn on him. It might not. I hope not. But this case, this scenario, they don't turn on him. Kofi Kingston becomes the very first ever full-blooded African American to win the WWE Championship. Now on to the next match. The next match is a match I'm going to book from the scratch. It is the WWE SmackDown Tag Team Championships, where the Usos will defend against the Bar, Rusev and Nakamura, the Club, Insanity, and the Colognes. In a tag team turmoil, the Usos will come out on top. And because the Club is basically out the door, the Bar don't know what they're doing. The other two teams are jobbers. The Usos are the hottest team right now. I would put the New Day in here with the Usos, but I think the New Day would be focused on helping Kofi capture the WWE Championship. And with what happened tonight, with the Usos kind of turning face, the Usos will win at WrestleMania if they're booked in the tag team title match. If not, they're going to be in the Battle Royal. It's plain and simple. Now on to the Raw tag titles. Now, the Raw Tag Team Championship scene is a little bit tricky because you have them, you have Breeze Dango, you have the Ascension, you have Glorious Gable, you have AOP, but a lot of these guys are either injured or the partners are injured. So whoever the Revival faces at WrestleMania, the Revival is going to win no sweat. So my pick is the Revival to walk in and walk out of Mania as the champions if they defend them, If they don't defend them, they're going to be in the Battle Royal along with the Usos and everybody else. Which is a win-win. They could be in both, but I think they would rather be in both if they can, if that makes sense. Our pick is the Revival to win and hopefully stay in the WWE when the contracts expire. Now on to one of the last matches. One of the last matches I want to talk to you guys about is the Raw Women's Championship Triple Threat match. And that is the Raw Women's Champion Ronda Rousey versus SmackDown Women's Champion Charlotte Flair and the Royal Rumble winner, the man, Becky Lynch. This match, we already know what's going to happen. Becky Lynch is going to walk out of MetLife Stadium, the new Raw Women's Champion. On the end of WrestleMania is going to be the 4 Horsewomen. I'll get to that a little later on. Holding all the gold. That's what's going to happen, but I'll get to that later because I don't want that to happen. Becky Lynch is my pick to win. She deserves it. She's had a hell of a year. She's a hell of an athlete, and a hell of a competitor, and a hell of a human being. Becky Lynch deserves everything that she's been given right now, and I can't wait to see her at the top, making history, main eventing WrestleMania. I still can't believe we're saying that. Women are going to main event WrestleMania. This is the main event right here. Wow, they've come a long way. I'm so proud of them. But on to the last match of the video, and that is the women's tag team titles. The tag team championships of the women's division will be on the line with the Iconics versus the Boston Hug Connection, the champions, versus the Divas of Doom versus Nia and Tamina. We know Banks and Bayley are going to walk out of WrestleMania as the champions, but personally I don't want that to happen. I want my Iconics to walk out as the tag team champions, but it's not their time. I love them, but it's not their time. You gotta plant the seeds a little. Have Banks and Bayley start to get under each other's skin a little. Maybe turn heel in the match. But my pick, I'm gonna go with my heart. I'm gonna say the Iconics win the women's tag team titles at WrestleMania, making Banks' dreams go up in smokes. They turn heel, and they feud with the Iconics. Because the Iconics are the only team to beat them in a tag team match since the titles have been established. So, it makes perfect sense. Now, this WrestleMania could not be possible without the beautiful host. And her name is Alexa Bliss. I don't know what they're doing with her. They're probably keeping her safe, making sure she's 100% before they let her go back in full force. But Alexa, you've had an amazing past year and a half. We're proud of you and hope you get better soon if you're sick or hurt. We miss seeing you in the ring. It just dawned on me that I forgot about the Women's Battle Royal that is probably going to happen at WrestleMania to get all the women on the card. Who can win this match? There's anybody and everybody can win this match. All the big name people are basically out or competing for the tag titles or the women's title. But if I had to pick one, I'll pick Carmella. Hey, Carmella's my pick to win the women's battle royal. Thank you guys for joining us for CageTalk. Please be sure to like and subscribe and tap the little bell on the YouTube app so you guys never miss an upload. Take it easy. CageTalk episode 10 will be out soon. So, peace.